Hello. You're welcome to Dora Zone. And on today's edition of Dora Zone, I'll be talking about a very sensitive topic. It's going to be a very short video because I'm rushing out. So I'll be talking about a very sensitive topic. This topic is so sensitive because of the content of it. And now it's going to be about racism. That's why I said it's sensitive. Now, it's not what you think. Because since I came to this country, there's been this talk about racism, especially from the blacks. Especially from the blacks. You know, they're always like, oh, the whites don't like us, the whites discriminate us, or they demean us, or they do this to us, they do that to us, and blah, 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 blah. But one thing I have come to understand is, you keep saying they do this, they do that, to do this to you. What about the ones you do to yourselves? What about those things, those devilish activities, those evil plans you blacks, you construe against yourselves, the blacks? Do you know I have met a number of blacks here in the UK that have told me personally that they do not like to have anything to do with their fellow blacks. They do not want to communicate with their fellow blacks. They don't like to meet, to have any kind of company gathering or whatsoever with blacks. And I said, why? And when they told me their personal experiences, I just agreed with them and I was like, okay. You have a point. Because I myself have experienced some of these things. So that is why I understand exactly where it's coming from, where all these complaints from some people are coming from. I've heard about this. I haven't even heard this one. I have seen a lot of things. As in, there are a lot of facts, there are a lot of proofs I had to have to back up my story, to back up this point. You will take a black person as your own, as per we are the same now. We now Nigeria. Let's see if we can become a unit, a family here. Let's see if we can form a community. We help ourselves and all that. A typical black Nigerian person is ready. Not even Nigeria. Let me just say blacks, because as far as I'm concerned, most of the things I have experienced or the stories I have heard encompasses around all blacks. Because when you see a black person outside, you don't even know whether it's a Nigerian or not, unless you ask, you people discuss, and hey, before you don't know this one comes from, maybe he's from Ghana, or he's from Sierra Leone, or he's from wherever. You would open a business here. Most blacks will not patronize you. They prefer to go to the next shop that sells the same thing you sell, as long as that shop is owned by a different nationality, a different tribe, a different race altogether. You will employ a black person to your company or to your business to work for you. The level of, will I say efficiency, or what will I call it, loyalty or honesty or whatever they'll bring into that job, will be nothing compared to if they were working for someone else that is not their fellow black. That idea of see finish is there. They are like, now after all, he's a fellow black like me. What's she going to do? What's he going to do? They don't take your business serious. They don't take you serious because they think, oh, we are all the same. But if a white person employs them, they work their ass off. They're ready to, if you tell them some assault with their head, they're ready to do it. If you tell them lick the floor, they're ready to do it. But you being a black boss, it's not going to work with you. You will be in a community where you have your fellow blacks. Because when I came into this country, I used to live in Lagos before I left Nigeria. I always wanted to see if I could still have that community of, fellow blacks around you, fellow Nigerians, where you do your shopping, you visit each other, you party together. Just this Lagos life. That was just my own idea of, like, seeing myself here. I just wanted to feel like I'm still at home, like I'm still in Nigeria. Like, I wanted it that way because I didn't want anything to make me feel homesick. I didn't want anything to make me miss Nigeria so much. But when I came here, I understand the fact that this is a country where everybody works. You have to work for your living. There's no Father Christmas anywhere that is sharing money here. Forget about whatever story people hear back there. Oh, that money grows from trees. Oh, it's very easy to make money abroad. No way. You see, here in the UK, if you do not work, you will not eat. It's as simple as that. There is hardly any thing like a sponsor or a sugar daddy somewhere, or even all those girls doing runs and all that. I don't really think it exists in UK. Honestly, I don't think so, because that sugar daddy you are expecting to give you money is also working to pay his bills. He's also working to pay his mortgage. He's also working to offset one bill or the other, one heavy load there on his head. So it's not as if you don't see people to actually do these giveaways like that. But it's not so easy like you see in Nigeria, to be very honest with you. So I understand the fact that everybody goes to work. They wake up in the morning, they go to work. So it's not everybody will have the time to sit down and be meeting with you and be gisting with you and all that. I get all that. But there are still times when you get together. Do you know that little time when blacks get together for either a party or whatever it is, whatever, is always an issue. The issue of competition is very rife here. Everybody is competing with the other. Everybody is competing with the other. This one is showcasing the best. She wants to let you know that, oh, he or she lives in the best house. This one is telling that he or she is paying his mortgage or whatever, or that they are driving the best cars, or that they are building the biggest houses in Nigeria. There's always one competition or the other, and it's not even a healthy competition. It's a very unhealthy competition, the type that can lead to jealousy and envy. Serious one if you're not careful. So why would you want to even be in a gathering that will make you feel inferior, that will make you feel like uncomfortable? Because you know what brought about this discussion today? This morning my friend just called me and she said, Dora, there's a problem in this country. And I said, what is it again? Because she's always talking about problems. I said, what is it again? And she said, can you imagine, on Sunday, which was just yesterday, on Sunday she went for a party where she stays. So on getting there, some of the guests that were invited were complaining out. They didn't come inside the compound. They stood outside and they were complaining, oh, that the house does not have a big garden, so they cannot come in. That the compound looks a bit small. That they want. And she said to them, you were invited for a party. You just come, sit down, have your drink or your food or whatever it is you've been given, and go. Nobody's asking you to come and plant cassava or okra in their garden. What do you need a big garden for? The people, the celebrants, they're only renting a building that they can afford to pay for. They're not going to go and get a big garden to please you or to make you satisfied when their pockets will be the ones to suffer for it. So you should be grateful that someone is inviting you because they find it interesting to have you in their company. It's a big privilege that you were invited to their party. So I don't get this complaint about they don't have a big garden, so that's why you will not be there. Are you coming to their house just to view the garden? What's all this? These are the kind of things that kind of puts you just get tired of some black people. Recently in the papers here in the UK, there was a story of a man. He's a carer. He works in a care company. And do you know what this man did? In this care home, there are lots of, whites and blacks and all that. But there were two elderly people that also live in this care home. This man, being a black man, refused to take care of these two black elderly people because they are blacks. He preferred to, cater for the white elderly people. So on this very day, they assign him, to be with these blacks. He will be the one to take care of them. Just his shift was just around these blacks for the whole of the day. But he stylishly dodged them the whole of that day. I don't know what his intention was. I don't know. But you see this idea of black. He didn't want to have anything to do with them. But these are the kind of people that you should have you draw them closer to you in the first place. They're elderly, number one. Number two, they're the same color with you. So what's this? I don't get it. But if a white person does it to you now, the first thing that comes to your mind is they're racist. But this is your fellow black person. You don't. Another thing I have discovered among the blacks here is that when it comes to envy and jealousy, they are top notch. Like they're number one. I, for one, am because I used to be very carefree. I used to have this very carefree spirit about anybody. I don't believe I should be, I should kind of lock up my heart to people because, number one, you don't know tomorrow. Nobody knows tomorrow. You know the way you're going to meet anybody tomorrow. This life is just up and down. So why take it so seriously today when tomorrow you cannot tell, So Just recently, I just thought about this thing and I was like, no, I have to talk about it because it's really, really disturbing. It's really disturbing. Blacks here don't appreciate their own. One thing I like about the Asian community, oh my God, these people are just lit. They are too much. The Asians here, I'm talking about the Pakistanis, the Indians, and all of that. They help themselves. They grow their own, they form their own community. You can see a street now. Let me take for instance, in a street, a particular street in an area, one Asian family could just move in. Before another Asian family will move in, and that one will move in, and that one will move in. They're helping themselves, oh. They just keep helping themselves. They all keep moving in. And then, in a twinkle of an eye, they formed a very close community, a very close family amongst themselves there. And then they begin to help their children buy houses, buy properties. All the family, let's assume there are 5 families of Asian heritage in a particular street. These 5 houses, these 5 families can come together, contribute money, bulk money, and give it to one family to buy a property. Maybe next year they contribute another money, give it to the next family to buy a property. The other year they could contribute money, give it to the third family. That is how they help themselves. When you go to the Asian shops, the Asians, they build their own shops, they have their own shops, they have their own businesses. I'm not saying you should not, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should not incorporate other tribes and other races into whatever you're doing. No, because that is discriminatory on its own. But what I'm trying to say is that when you get into some of these Asian businesses, the people that patronize them more are even the Asians, their own people. They patronize them more. They pour funds into that business because they want to see their own fellow brother grow. They want to see their fellow sister grow. But when it comes to the black business, what do you see? They want to bring it down. They want to tear it down. They will be the first to complain, oh, yeah, the thing you're selling there is too expensive. They prefer to pay transport fare to take a train to the next city to go and buy the same thing their fellow black person is selling. They prefer to add an extra money. If, for instance, I'm selling tin tomato now for £2, they prefer to go to the next city to go and buy that tin tomato for £4. And the extra transport fare, that all could be total into £6. They don't mind. As long as they don't buy it from a black, they will go to the next place to go and buy it. They will take that stress. That's just blacks for you. It's so funny the way we act here. Another instance is, sometimes when you see your fellow black sister or black brother in need of a job, it will take the grace of God for you to say, okay, come and work with me, or my office is recruiting. I will tell my manager to employ you. My dear, be very careful. Be very careful, because it's not the way your heart is clean towards them that that theirs is clean towards you. It's not the way you think. It's not that accommodating heart you have towards them that they have towards you. I've heard of stories where people introduce their fellow black to their workplace, and their friend, the black, was employed there, and to the next day, the black person that was employed there, they will turn around and kick you out. They turn around and report you that brought them in. They report you to the manager. And if the manager is not the type of person that maybe really has time to investigate to know if it's true or not, they just kick you out. That's what we do to ourselves here. That is what we do to ourselves. It's like a jungle. It's like a jungle. Everybody perching on everybody. Everybody looking for who to devour. Devouring ourselves. We're eating up ourselves. Everybody eating, choking. Just everybody just looking for where they will perch on, who they will pull down, who they will destroy. What is it, for Christ's sake? Did you leave Nigeria or leave wherever country you're coming from to come abroad just to be an obstacle to other people's success? It sometimes is laughable, because at a point, it began to change my mentality about what I really wanted here. Like I said in the beginning, when I came to this country, I wanted to live in a community where I'll be able to, commune with my fellow people. We have this community. We go out together. We have a drink. We have a laugh. Just do things like you're still in Echo. You go to the market. You buy. I didn't want to feel home so much. But now, after so many years here in the UK, with what I have seen, what I have experienced, what I have heard about our fellow blacks, I don't really think I want to do so much of that again. Honestly, it's much safer, to stay on your own. It's much safer to just be on your own. Just hide yourself. Just avoid problem. If you have one or two friends here and there that maybe you know, or you feel, yes, this person is in my heart, or this person is different, or this person is someone that I like, or somebody I'm okay with. Yeah, once in a while you go visiting. You come back to your hideout. Like right now, I'm in a hideout. I'm not in a place where I can easily mix up so much with a lot of blacks like that. Because I've learned my lesson. The jealousy, the envy, the gossiping, the toxicity. Like in my last video, I made mention of staying away from toxic people. Beware of toxic people. Sometimes they don't write it on anybody's head that the person is toxic. You only have to get close before you can see what the person is made of. So I've learned my lesson, because if you want to live a very, very stress-free life, stay away from people that will bring stress for you. This thing they call stress, is very deep. You will just think it's all about, I'm tired, it's about tiredness, I'm fatigued. No, it goes a long way. It will just twist your mental health. It will destroy that thing you call your mental health if you're not careful. Be very, very careful. It's very, very sad. Really, it's sad the way we blacks behave to ourselves here. On so many occasions, you walk into a gathering where you see different people, blacks, whites, people from different races. You will say hello. The whites will reply, hello, how are you? Are you doing? Are you alright? Blah, 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 blah. The blacks will keep quiet as if you were talking to yourself. Some of them will even look at you. That's to make you know that I saw you. And they will remove their eyes. I don't understand where all this snobbish, arrogant attitude just came out from. Like, I don't get it. Like, what will it take from you to just say hi and move on? Other people will respond politely, cheerfully. But our people will carry it on their head as if they dreamt of you. As if they had a bad dream about you last night. Most of them are hardly cheerful. They always behave as if they are carrying the whole problem of the world on their head. For Christ's sake, take it easy. It's not all about you. For Christ's sake, take it easy. They just make this whole, I don't know, they make the whole thing look as if it's irritating to have anything to do with their fellow blacks. Like as if it's annoying to have anything to do with their fellow blacks. At times I just wonder, where does all this thing come from? Where is all this thing? Because I remember when I was still in Nigeria, when I was living in Lagos, sometimes you see people, you greet, good afternoon, no, good morning, ma, good morning, sir. My pikin, how you day? My pikin, how you day? How your mama? How your papa? Everybody greets, very cordial communication, and you walk away. But here you will say, good morning. If they even decide to reply, you will prefer they didn't reply. I'm not saying it's every black person that does this, but majority, let's be very honest with ourselves, majority of our blacks here, the love within ourselves is not there. We need to up our games. We need to help each other. We need to be there for each other the more. We're not doing so much. You will bring a black person into your family. If you're not careful, that black person will destroy your home. That black person will destroy your family. You will regret doing it. You bring them into your business. If you're not careful, they will pull that business down or take it away from you. Or they might report you to the council, the government, or the authorities. They might just frame something against you. That's it. That's what some of them do here. That's what some of them do. You open a business, whose side? Forget it. When it comes to you open, most of the shops here in UK, especially here where I live, most of the shops here where they sell African food, African material, African stuff, most of the shops are owned by Asians, but are patronized mainly by blacks. Most of the shops are owned by Asians, but patronized mainly by blacks. The blacks will not patronize you, which is very, very unfair. It is really unfair. It's very unfair because, this disunity amongst ourselves, and it's very open. It's not like other people don't see it. They see it. Even the whites, they know. A white person has told me before I have a friend where I was living before. She told me, she said, Dora, why is it that most of you people, most of you, she said, sorry, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to say this with all due respect, but it's something she has noticed. Now, why is it that a lot of black people are not very cooperative amongst themselves? They don't really help themselves. They don't really love themselves like that. Because the question took me unawares. I wasn't prepared for an answer. I was like, anyway, I hope you know I'm not like that. And she said, oh no, I'm not talking about you. So it's not nice. Let's sit up. Let's help ourselves. It's really not good. It's really not nice at all. Because we're not giving ourselves a very positive image out here. We're not giving ourselves a very positive image. We really need to tidy up those, dirty characters of us that is not really helping. It's not really helping. Sometimes, to be honest with you, it has even come to the point where I don't want, it's like I kind of avoid. I don't hate my fellow black people. I love them. In fact, sometimes when I see them on the road, on the street, or I feel like just stopping by for a minute, for a chat. Let's talk. How are you doing? What's your name? Where are you from? What country? I feel like, but sometimes the way they respond, sometimes even before they open their mouth, you're like, just they go. You don't even want again. Just. But when you come across other people, other nationalities, other races, before you open your mouth, they're already smiling. The smile will even change your topic. You want to even go further. If you had in mind to spend 1 minute with them, you feel like spending 5 minutes because the smile is welcoming. The smile is welcome. You just feel like, oh my God, this person has accepted me. And who would not dance towards the tune of people that are accepting you? It's natural. If you're in a place and somebody is clearly giving it to you, to your face, that you're not welcome, of course you will move away. But if you see the one that is telling you, oh, with open hearts, you're welcome, that is where you will stay. So our black people, this is for you. You guys have to really sit up. That spirit of envy, that spirit of jealousy, that spirit of backbiting, gossiping, and whatever, drop it. It's not helping you. Yeah, I've never seen anybody that was given an award for being the best gossip. I've never seen anybody that was given an award for being the most evil person or a business destroyer. I have never seen it. Help yourselves. Encourage yourselves. It will not take anything out of you. Stop making people look at us like we're not cooperative. We don't have unity amongst ourselves. We don't love ourselves. It's not very nice. So that's all from me for today. I just said I should come and tell you my heart because, nobody will say it. Nobody will tell it to you guys. You don't expect other people or other colors to tell you what I am saying. They won't. And even if they tell you, you blacks will still be the ones who say that they said it out of their racist mind or whatever, that they are racist. That's why they told it to you. So me that I'm your fellow color, now I'm telling you the way it should be. Take it from me or you leave it, and they'll be looking at you like, bye bye, you take care.